Alright folks, now that I've got my face freshened up here, I'm continue on with the more of Owen Hart stories here when it comes to Owen's Tales. Rick Steiner, Ron Simmons, aka Farouk, and I'll get to someone else here as well. That was I'll be a new talking head on here, and you have some other talking heads like when it comes to Chris Jericho, Triple H, Bret Hart, Natalia, Tyson Kidd, Kevin Owens. I think Edge was on here as well. Chris Jericho. Just remember a few names that are also here. And even another a clip of the British Bulldog from 1999. And I think maybe Paul Bearer on here as well. I'm trying to remember as much as I can. On here. Oh yeah, Mark Henry. But here we go. And also I think Mick Foley too as well. Yeah, Mick Foley, if I recall as well. But here we go. So we get to the Helpful Brother / first WWE match when it comes to Owen Hart. And it was just told by Bret Hart here, wherever when it comes to Owen Hart matches, in Stampede Wrestling. And then Chief Jay Strongbow needed someone to fill in for one night at Denver, and Bret Hart suggested Owen Hart, and and Stu agreed. So Owen Hart was obviously who was a rookie, who was 6 months in the business, and he had a tryout match, but then had the best one in his first WWF match, and he wasn't used after that. Obviously he ends up going in there later on, but that's the Blue Blazer, and then and then he was gone again. And then all of a sudden he goes to back there again as in the tag team with Neidhart and Beware, and then and the rest is history with Owen Hart until he's what happened. But yeah, and there's an interesting story about Chief Jay Strongbow. It wasn't mentioned here, but I'll also say here, where Owen Hart, I'm assuming this was when Owen Hart was in the tag team even with Neidhart over Coco Beware, and Owen Hart was doing the whole thing where he's clapping his hands and stopping his on the ground, whatever, for the crowds, to engage, to hype him up, make that the second coming, make a comeback. And G.J. Strongbow, who was the agent, who pulled him aside and said, would you do that in a real fight? And then Owen Hart had a clever line by saying, no, Chief, I will break out in the Indian dance. Because Chief Jay Strongbow, his gimmick is that he was a Native American who was Canadian, by the way. And he didn't have a response, and he walked off. That's the story I heard about when it comes to Owen Hart. So I want to tell it here because I thought that was a funny story. And on top of that, G.J. Strongbow, he always felt like he always felt like a miserable person during those times. So he got re-deserved that by Owen Hart. Then we get the Bad News prank. Bad News Brown, rest in peace. Owen pretended to be Bad News Brown, and he called Stu Hart. And Bad News and Stu Hart were having an argument in the Hart family home in the kitchen, and Bad News Brown was trying to figure out what's going on with you, man. Why you talking to me like that? I don't care how old you are. You don't talk to me like that, whatever. I just picture how it's going on, at the time. And then Stu realized, my son got me again. Oh man. Blue Blazer is Owen. So when it comes to Stampede Wrestling, we see Owen Hart wrestling the style that he's wrestling, and this is Chris Jericho talking about this, by the way. And then when it comes to the Blue Blazer wrestling the same way that Owen Hart was wrestling in Canadian Stampede, and Jericho was during at that time was like that's Owen. Obviously the Blue Blazer mask he was wearing originally couldn't show his face, obviously couldn't show his eyes, I can't remember if they tried to show his mouth, whatever, the mask that he had on, because it was covering his entire face because they didn't want people to recognize him of who he was. But Jericho knew, all you had to do was watch his matches, the style of his matches, and you know that's Owen Hart, and it was. The thermostat, I should say. Bret Hart tells the story about what comes to talking about when Bret and Owen were in Germany at a random gym on a hot day, and Owen will turn up the heat, and then he'll do it. And basically, when it comes to turn up the heat, it'll go to 120 degrees. That's hot. But he'll do the opposite when it comes to it being on a cold day, and he'll lower down. He'll turn down the heat, or should I say he'll turn up the air conditioner. I should say. Or he can just turn off the heater. I don't know. I don't remember how it was talked about here. He may have turned on the AC when it was a cold day, or he would turn the heater off, on the cold day. Oh man. Hacksaw gym call. Basically, it comes to going to the gym. Basically. So Owen and Hacksaw were staying at the same hotel. Owen was, who checks in right after Hacksaw already did as well. Hacksaw calls, the front desk to find the nearest gym. Owen Hart sees this, and then the front desk guy, he puts down his phone, while he goes to get the Yellow Pages. So Owen Hart makes his move, and Owen Hart gets the phone, and he tells Hacksaw, Mr. Duggan. And then Hacksaw was like, I forgot who told the story by the way, but basically, Hacksaw said, did you find the gym? No. And then Owen tells him, what comes to disguise his voice as being the front desk guy. He says, you ain't going no gym, you fat slob and all that, I can tell you where you can go to the nearest all you can eat buffet. and then he's like, don't bother me, I'm busy. And he hangs up. So the Hacksaw calls back, and then he's yelling at the front desk guy, which is Owen Hart by the way. While meanwhile the front desk guy is still looking for the Yellow Pages, and Hacksaw's like, like who the hell you think you're talking to? And he's like, I'll beat you can't beat anyone up. Your fat self, out of shape, and so the Hacksaw shows up, and the front desk guy goes, oh, hey, Mr. Duggan, and then he's angry at that, like who the hell you think you are, blah 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 and everything, and then he sees Owen Hart laughing right there, and then Hacksaw was like, oh, you got me, Owen. Oh man. Hacksaw should have been on this DVD by the way. I'm just saying, because he wasn't on this DVD. So they're at so okay, so yeah, and now this one they had no titles at all because the last thing we were supposed to talk about here was Hacksaw, the Hacksaw gym call. $100 gulat. I'm assuming that's what it says. And I can't see what the rest says there. I see some word cream on there, so I'm assuming it has something to do with some type of cream that he used on someone. Because I'm assuming these stories here, I'm assuming it's involved more of these prank stories. That he's been known for, showing cream, whatever, shaving cream. Okay, I see it now. It's shaving cream. And something else says here, Federal Hall. I can't tell if that's how it's pronounced or not, but and then finally getting plunger. Getting can't tell what it said. Getting pulled over. I don't know. Oh, okay. Getting pulled over. Okay. I want to know what that story's about. So, but they went a lot further here, which is why this took way too long. for me to do this review. And one of the things here was that in Nugget, which is a holy place, we had to watch you gotta watch you swearing at a holy place. You're not allowed to be swearing at that holy place. So some guy named Renee, who's with the talents. And I think he was also a talent too as well. I can't remember at all, but we had $100, $100 bill, and All Heart takes $100 bill, and Renee didn't realize it until he realized, wait, my $100 is gone, and then he's like, looking around like, did you take a Brett and all that? And Brett's like, no, I take 100, and he's livid, like he's like someone took his 100 and all, right? And he starts swearing, because keep in mind, you're in a holy place where you can't be swearing, and he's swearing, and All Heart gave the 100 to Oscar, the manager of of Mabel and Mo of Men on the Mission. So Renee thought that Oscar took it. Some pranks, what comes to pranks, happening, and they don't even realize they got pranked. And there's another story we'll get to as well when I get to that part with Val Venus. Another story here was that Owen Hart ribbed anybody and anyone, doesn't matter who you are. So, when it comes to Vince, there's another prank here that Owen Hart did to Vince McMahon. That was, when it comes to shaving cream on Vince McMahon's $500,000 jacket. And people like at first it was someone that I can't remember who it was that said to Vince McMahon, you got shaving cream on your back, and Vince McMahon didn't believe him, and then I think someone like Pat Patterson or someone else from that Vince McMahon trusts that he trusted. Maybe it was Bruce. It's like Vince, you got shaving cream on your back, and then Vince realized it, and they realized who it was that did it. Oh man. We get another prank here with when it comes to at a bar. Scott Hall with his bags. All Heart prank call Scott Hall, and Scott Hall was talking about this by the way, where Scott Hall Scott Hall sometimes I get the story here is that Scott Hall was always is late when it comes to going to places where he's supposed to be leaving immediately on time, on the bus and everything, wherever, on the tour bus, wherever. So, Owen Hart prank called Scott Hall, waiting till Scott Hall goes to sleep, and he, and basically, he, like, we gotta go, you're taking so long, and Scott Hall gets his bags, packed up, and he's in a hurry, he runs down, only to realize, Owen got me. Chico, you don't mess with the bag gun, man. Anyways, Lex Luger, Davey Boy, and Owen Hart were traveling together. Lex Luger got ripped by the way. It wasn't Davey Boy, it was Lex Luger, and here's what happened. So they're traveling together, and they were at Charleston, South Carolina. So we had cops pulling them over, and Lex Luger, Davey Boy are being pulled over, and Owen. And you hear Davey Boy cursing at the cop, and the cop is like, who said that and everything, and Lex Luger is all panicky and all that, and the bulldog is keep cursing and all that, and basically the cop saying, who said that, that, right? Owen and Davey point at Lex Luger, basically throw him under the bus, and then they kept on going until the cop cracked. The cop actually cracked, and then Lex Luger was confused, and then he realized Owen and Davey got him. Obviously, it was the prank was Owen's hard side there. So yeah, and Lex Luger was talking about this by the way. Lex Luger was talking about that story. Edge, Christian, Mark Henry, Undertaker, Triple H. I don't remember if Undertaker was on his DVD. Actually, I don't think he was. I could be wrong. I mean, while I'm Undertaker here, but basically, this one's about the Battle Royale. when it comes to wrestlers hating battle royals. Basically what comes to cause yeah, sure know about what comes to these battle royals. They're meaningless, especially when WWE does it. During those times, they're meaningless battle royals that don't mean shit. But Owen Hart loved them. You wanna know why? It was time to prank. It was time to rib, and that's exactly what Owen Hart did. And Owen Hart was doing flips in the match. He was doing backslides, pins to pin his opponents, even though it's a battle royal. We put doing them over the top. He would do he would do something. He's pretending to smoke a cigarette. I wouldn't know if he smoked a cigarette or not, but he pretended to do that. Kind of like how Michael Jackson pretended to smoke a cigarette when he's doing his performance. So, and yeah, man. And also when it comes to Triple H having 30 minutes conversations with Natalia about Owen Hart, about these stories that he tells about Owen, all his pranks and everything. And I'm pretty sure this was one of them. And Natalia was on here too talking about this. So, Owen versus Lex Luger, where they're in Canada. Owen did like about 50 turnbuckle shots to Lex Luger on hit 50 times to I think every corner and everything. And I think Lex Luger at this point Lex Luger got to smile in the middle of the match realizing what Owen Hart was doing. So that was one of them. The other one is that this is a story I don't think I heard about before, by the way, where Triple H talked about the storyline, by the way. But I think this happened when Triple H had his match at the house show, where Owen Hart told Davey Boy Smith, "I bet you can't fit into this you can't fit into this sumo suit." Basically, was manipulating British Bulldog to wear it. So he has they wear it, and he's making fun of him for being in that suit, and then he starts pushing Davey Boy, as he pushes him into the arena where the match is going on, and he continues to push him down to the match, to the point where Bulldog falls down, right where the match is going on, and Owen Hart runs to the back. Basically, just leaves British Bulldog there, high and dry, and the Bulldog, how the Ray describes it, he's awkwardly trying to get back up, and then he awkwardly runs back and all that. Funniest thing. WrestleMania 12, Owen Hart took Tyson Kidd there, and this is not what comes to a pranks or anything. This is basically a story that Tyson Kidd is telling here, that Tyson Kidd was taken there by Owen Hart, and Owen Hart paid flights for Tyson Kidd and for Brad's kids, and for Natalia's cousin Matthew and his mom. Also took Helen and Stu, and had Tyson Kidd on first class seat, and of course as Tyson Kidd tells us here that Stu Hart ends up having the first class at the end of the day, and went to his first WrestleMania. And I'm trying to remember if this is a story that was told here when it comes to Matthew. If not, then I'll come back to this. But one of the talking heads here, about it, I think that family does nice things every time, and Owen Hart was very nice what Owen Hart did there. So that's the type of person that Owen Hart was. For someone who was cheap, by the way, because I always hear a story about Owen Hart being cheap. That was very nice what he did there. Kyle Edwards, he was one of the talking heads, and he talked about a match that Owen Hart had with the Ultimate Warrior on Monday Night Raw. And when Ultimate Warrior's music hits, Owen Hart's facial expression, looking like he's in shock or he's scared of the Ultimate Warrior. So yeah, which is it was one of the funniest things that it was shown. So now I don't know if that's supposed to be Owen Hart, ribbing or it was something like that, but it was fun. It was a funny expression, facial expression of Owen Hart, because Ultimate Warrior came out there. And by the way, Owen Hart and Ultimate Warrior were very good friends, in case you're wondering. Natalia's cousin. Okay, here we go. Natalia's cousin, unfortunately, passed away, and Owen Hart, paid for the funeral, I should say, because of the passing of Matthew, which was Natalia's cousin, and Owen Hart, was walking down the aisle with Bruce Bulldog and Yokozuna. I believe it was Yokozuna, unless it was Vader, I can't remember. But it was Camp Cornette, basically. And they were walking down the aisle, because they came and had their match, right? It was some In Your House review they did. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it was In Your House review. And Owen Hart whispered the words as he's walking, and the camera's looking at him. And Owen Hart's looking at the camera saying, this is what he said. He said, "We will never forget you, Matthew." And the entire telling the story about this, and I think Tessa Kid was talking about it too and all. And I remember just being teary-eyed for that, because Owen Hart saying that on camera. Even though he was not trying to say it loud, but I don't recall if he did say it loud, but if he did, that's just maybe a little teary-eyed there. But I know that that Matthew and Owen up there right now, I'm pretty sure they're just having a joy right now. Even though I didn't know much of who Matthew was because of Natalia's cousin, but it's very sad that that he passed away at that time. And also, Owen Hart flew Matthew's parents to Hawaii for Christmas. Owen and Davey, because of being tag team partners, and then because of being opponents, because of going to the first ever to become the WWF European Champion, which Davey Boy won. They showed the highlights of that match, and it was a great match. Owen Hart, when it comes to carrying his Sammys, is always entertaining. And then he had Beth Phoenix who did too as well when she won the Sammy, the first ever woman to win the Sammy. When it comes to being Diva of the Year, and she will carry her Sammy along with her, and it was her way to pay tribute to Owen Hart. When I say that wrestlers, influence, that were influenced by Owen Hart, Beth Phoenix was a good example of that. A nice deal at a hotel calls Mick Foley with a Scottish accent, or this is another story of Owen Hart. You can level with me that this is that this wrestling is fake, right? And 10 minutes competition was going on. Evidently, will lead to go going downstairs. And then Mick Foley will say, "Yeah, Owen got me." Edge and Christian versus Owen and Jeff. Owen Hart and Jeff Jarrett. Owen Hart's head was buried in the crotch of Edge. This is Edge telling the story. And Owen Hart popped his head up, and he's wearing a red clown nose. This is one of the stories that was told. And Jeff Jarrett wore one too. And then told stories here as well because of Owen Hart wearing a Blue Blazer wrestling boots, and then he will wear a singlet that says "I'm not a Nugget," and then he wear the new Nation attire that he wore with Jim Neidhart and with Colt Cabana, and then he wears some random stuff on. Owen Hart also will also have his hair all messed up and everything, and he will wrestle like that. Owen Hart does some random pranks, but you gotta love it. Owen Hart got the Nugget thing over. The whole thing with that happened with Shawn Michaels cutting that promo on him, and then with the whole thing with Jason's Sensation, just like Owen Hart, saying I'm not a Nugget, I'm a Black Heart, damn it, I'm not a Nugget, and then Owen Hart will or a shirt, that says Nugget, but with the censor sign that says and all that. Yeah, so Owen Hart, anyway, got the Nugget thing over because it stuck with him, and then he's like, and he'll clear a promise that I'm not a Nugget, and so Owen away to pull a prank on someone, and he found someone. That was Val Venus. So Val Venus was signing autographs and everything, right? And then until he got tired of signing autographs, especially this one fact he signed autograph in the way. So Owen, he decided to prank call Val Venus, and when it comes to signing his autograph, and Val Venus he did already, and I'm done and all, and then calling her like about three calls after that, and then to fight Val Venus forever, and Val Venus goes downstairs. Okay, hold on, I'll be down there. Go down there only to find out that no one's there. And I don't think Val Venus didn't know at the time that he got pranked. I'm pretty sure he has or not, but I don't know if he did or not. But I digress. But that was one of Owen Hart's pranks, to get under Val Venus' skin there. Owen is too much when it comes to his matches. When some can be great, and some can be terrible, and that's Owen Hart when it comes to when it comes to terrible matches. That means Owen Hart was doing his pranks to rib people. That's why it was so terrible that it was entertaining. And Owen Hart does these things like I said, to entertain. Owen Hart was always cheap. He was so cheap, but it was a smart thing for him to do because because Owen Hart was all about saving money, and sometimes he when it comes to Owen Hart saving money, he could be a grifter. When it comes to fans picking him up, or he'll go to a fan that'll drive these talents to anywhere. Owen Hart does that all the time. Whenever he doesn't feel like paying a rental. And then we get a contest where who's more cheaper? Is it Owen Hart or is it Mick Foley? Because Mick Foley is cheap too, because he's got family support too as well. But Owen saves because he's got family to support and that's again, like I said already. Beth Phoenix, she will watch Owen Hart versus Bret Hart for WrestleMania 10 at her hotel before going into WrestleMania 24. And Beth Phoenix lost her uncle to cancer, I believe around the time where she's going against Eve Torres at Survivor Series in Madison Square Garden. Now I was there at Madison Square Garden, folks, and I really had no knowledge at all of that match at all, because for one thing it was short, and also I forgot it was even a lumberjack match with these with the rest of the divas involved. So I seriously did not remember that match at all. But Beth Phoenix had that she did win that match, and she was celebrating and looking up because to her uncle who unfortunately passed away, and also looking up because her favorite wrestler Owen Hart, and the time was there also in support because they were the divas of Doom at the time. So that was nice. Beth Phoenix told that story. So Kevin Steen pays tribute to Owen Hart when it comes to naming his son after Owen Hart, Owen Steen. And then when it comes to changing his wrestling name from Kevin Steen to Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens was also born on May 7th, the same date that Owen Hart was born. Obviously different year, but still. And and Kevin Owens was more of an Owen Hart fan than Bret Hart, than he was a fan of Bret Hart. Same thing with me. I'm a fan of Bret Hart too, and Kevin Owens also a fan of Bret Hart. But if you would ask us, you know, who we prefer more of a fan between Bret and Owen, I'll go more Owen Hart than Bret Hart. Now Owen Hart is up there with me too. One of my all-time favorites. But Owen Hart is surpass anything greater than Bret. But it's just a perspective matter in a way. And I can't remember I think it was Natalia saying this. She came up with a quote when it comes to comparing what Owen Hart is, and when she compared Owen Hart is that she said this, and I quote: "I've learned that people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel." And that was a quote from Maya Angelou. So that's basically how Natalia described Owen Hart, of the person that he was when he was on this earth. And I couldn't agree more with Natalia. And there you go, folks. That was it. That was the DVD. And this was from the second disc, by the way, when it comes to that, when it comes to it. So.